Yo, 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 it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about why women may disrespect you when you relapse, and why they may submit to you when you retain. There is a subtle difference between how you act when you relapse and when you retain consistently. There is a very subtle difference, and this pretty much makes your life, because the difference between success and failure is maybe is very tiny. There is subtle differences, because the thing is, like, if you relapse and then, like, you just go about your business as if everything's good, you're chilling, you're cooling, you may be at a job where you may have a sales position, and it makes you want to, it requires you to interact with people. There's gonna be a difference between what you did if you've relapsed recently or if you've retained. Because the thing is, when I used to do door-to-door sales, a while back, I noticed that there was a big difference between if I retained, meaning I held my seminal fluid, or if I relapsed, and how much sales that I would generate the next day. There was some subtle differences. When I relapsed and then I went out and did the door-to-door thing, like, it was harder for me to make sales. I still made some sales, but it wasn't to the extent that I could, that my fullest potential. Because the thing is, when it comes to decision making, sales, people, influencing people, it's not really what you say, it's the words you use and your energy behind everything you do. Because you can say the same thing, but if you have some deep conviction about what you're saying, you have deep belief about what you're saying, people are going to buy that, instead of you saying things with a little bit of flutter. It comes down to your body language. It comes down to your deep body language and how much conviction you have behind what you're saying. And like I said, when you retain, you're going to have deep conviction, you're going to have confidence, and confidence is the prerequisite to getting things that you really want. If you're passive, it's not going to work out as much. You're going to be looked at as a friend, not a lover. You're going to be looked at as a yes man. You're not going to be taken seriously. If you want to be taken seriously, it would be in your best interest to retain and put some effort into whatever you're trying to do. Asking with confidence, because the thing is, when I went door to door, like, when I retained, like, I would, and the thing is, like, I would ask the people, and I wouldn't really back down with their objections. Like, I would keep going regardless, and then I would basically get them to convert. It was and another secret that I used to generate a lot of sales is there were these, like, because it was a door-to-door position, and I used this thing called pheromone abundance generator. It was this thing from Mind Persuasion, and it was basically, like, what I did is, like, I would listen to it like 30 minutes before I would go door to door, and it was like these affirmations in the background that I would just sleep, because we were in a van, and I would sleep listening to them before we got out. And they were like, it was these affirmations about pheromone abundance, and people, these affirmations that saying people want my business, people are in love with my business. It was something like that. And when I did this, there was one day where I made around, like, 8. I set up like 8 appointments in a day, and this may look like you could be like cheating or something, but this is how things kind of work. It's called subliminal affirmations. And if you compound subliminal affirmations with retention, the energy that you're basically giving off is has climax to 9,000. You can listen to affirmations about anything, really, But I'm saying if you double down with that and you put it on, and you put semen retention with it, then you're pretty much directing your path in life. You start realizing that life, somehow, in some way, we were never taught this, but life can actually be fake. Life is a movie. And based on the actions that you think about, the things that you listen to, the affirmations that you listen to, the subliminal affirmations that you listen to, the thing that you believe in, the convictions that you're realizing, it directs your path. The things that you're focusing on become realistic. The things that you focus on become realistic. You create everything with your imagination. Your life is consistently creating things with your imagination. And whatever your results are an indication of what you've been harnessing in the inside of you. Like I said, so there was this something called like pheromone abundance, and it basically like these subliminal affirmations from mind persuasion. You can look it up, and I listened to it 30 minutes to an hour before I went door to door, and then I remember the first house I knocked on, I got an appointment. I got a sale. And I was just like, wow, this could really this actually kind of may actually work. And the thing is, like, but if you listen to it like every single day, then it doesn't work as much. If you listen to it, let's say, like once in a while, and then you go about things, then they're just more likely. I guess it's more likely to happen, or it's more likely to work. Because if you tried the next day, you probably won't get the better results that you really wanted. And all I'm saying is that if you do this, if you listen to these, let's say, affirmations or something like that, and you go on retention, like I said, your energy levels are vital. Your energy levels are over 9,000, and over 9,000 energy level is basically commanding the things that you want into your reality. These are very, let's say, powerful things to realize, but this somehow can be true. You can listen to affirmations about anything, and if you have steady belief and you have steady action, whatever that you really want to come into fruition will come. It's your subconscious interacting with the law of attraction and then manifesting the things that you want into your reality. So be very cautious of the things that you bring into your life. And like I said, semen retention helps your energy levels increase, where manifestation is easy. It's called effortless manifestation. Effortless. It's reality transferring. A lot of the things that you the things that you want, you have to realize that you already are connected to them. So there's no conviction. There's nothing even called manifestation. It's whatever you are. You become you get what you are. And like I said, yeah, like if you relapse, you're just not gonna have as much power. If you relapse and then you go talk to the girl, you're not gonna have as much conviction. It's subtle differences, meaning like, you may say the same thing, but it doesn't have the same oomph. It doesn't have the same base. You may ask her to do something, but when you're on retention, and you may ask her to do the same thing when you've relapsed recently, and it just doesn't have the same effect. It does not have the same effect. So, like I said, retention helps you become what you want to become. It helps you get the things that you really want. It helps you increase energy. If you're entrepreneurial minded, you're gonna have to have high energy all the time. You're gonna have high energy all the time. If you're in a sales position, you're gonna have to have high energy all the time for people to believe what you're saying. Because you can say the script, but if you don't say it with any conviction, if you don't say it with any power, any conviction, any base, then people are gonna overlook you. Women are gonna overlook you. So it comes down with approaches too. If you go out your way to talk to her, but you don't have that conviction, that energy to really give her a conviction of what you're saying, you're gonna get overlooked. She's gonna be like, up next. He's not really what he seems to be. Next. So, I mean, it would be in your best interest to retain and to use your abilities, the things that you're already good at, and start really expressing yourself fully, expressing your gifts to the world, and then you will get what you want. You will get what you come out for. There's something called a soul mission. Everybody has their soul mission. It was given to you before birth. It's up to you to figure out whatever it is and then express it with the world, so you can activate this thing called the divine compensation. Because if you use your soul gifts, your things that you're naturally good at, you're gonna have an increased reward than if you were just going through the motions at, let's say, a typical job or something that you're not too passionate or thrilled about. So yeah, the affirmations, the subliminal affirmations, can work for a plethora of different things. Subliminal affirmations for a lot of things, but I mean, the thing is, it's to not, the key is not to be too dependent on it. I mean, you can use it, and it may or may not work, but it's really up to you. It really is up to you. It really is up to how much belief you have in the things that you're hearing. How much is the belief actually in you? Because there's a subconscious and your conscious brain. The conscious brain is a skeptical brain. It doesn't believe as much. So, but the thing is, the subliminal affirmations bypass the conscious brain, and now they're enrooted into your subconscious. And whatever the subconscious accepts as belief, it has no choice but to bring into your reality. So I mean, you can use this to really get an advantage over life. So yeah, take it for what you want. Affirmations work for, let's see, monetary status, relationships, things like that. But the thing is, you cannot be too obsessive over why it's not happening. That's the reason. That's how things don't work. If you're too obsessive on how things happen, or if you keep looking out for evidence, you're not exhibiting faith. Faith is the only way that you can bring things that you want into your life. You can't please the Most High without faith. So I mean, faith is pretty much how you get the things that you want. People are so skeptical, and they realize why they never get anywhere. If you're skeptical, then you're never going to get anywhere, because you always have to put a defense as to why things can't happen. You're being a blocker of blessings instead of accepting blessings. You weren't meant to struggle. You were meant to live very abundantly. But your skeptical mind, society conditioning, has made you think of you're worth less than you really are. And like I said, when you go on retention, you start realizing this perspective. You start realizing that all things are capable. If you go to the gym a lot, a man who has a very defined physique, he is expressing the expression of belief. Because I mean, it takes a lot of consistency and work to build a very body that you're proud of. And then this is attractive to women, because if you have a body that you're very proud of, it makes it look like you're more capable of doing other things. You're giving the best genes to your offspring. You're becoming a very good provider, and this is very, let's say, attractive. But the thing is, it's not for women, it's for you. And all of the other things just come with the territory. And you'll be a sales genius if you use retention to its best state. People are always talking about, I relapsed with my ex, I did this. Why do you think you're in the same league as her? You have to realize that as a man, that you're a very capable person. So it's up to you to start acting like it. Like the video below, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.